Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another installment of the State of FEH Podcast. We're on our 40th installment now. I'm your host, DTM, and I'm joined with Oblivion Knight and Joel from Phaeology, as always. How are you two doing this fine evening?
It's been a crazy week of Fire Emblem for a lot of different reasons, but yeah, it's been nuts.
I've really enjoyed the Brave roller coaster. Like, at any moment in the day, you can go find someone who says each of these units is either the worst or the best unit in the entire game.
True.
And it's fun for me. Like that's I wouldn't want that every banner, but I do like that time of year. It's nice.
Yeah.
If there's any banner, it should be like that. It should be Brave, right? So
Absolutely.
Exactly. And it's always good when we're like not sure who's like the best or the worst, because that means there's like a lot of interesting like mechanics or skills or things like that, you know, spices up the game. And yeah, that's really good.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So as we all know, CYL 9 is here and revealed to their full glory. And I'm actually very, very curious because I know there's one of us here in this call right now that was super looking forward to a particular unit. So I'll give the floor to you. Like, just like when she was first revealed, what were your like initial thoughts on Brave Sharena? And did you think IS did her justice?
I'll be completely honest. I just sheer dread when I saw the amount of I did all the damage calculations and everything else, and we've seen miracle units before, and I was like, oh god, if I have to put her in the top 5 worst, I'll quit the game before that happens.
Aww.
No, that can't happen.
Dang.
So I've since come back down my own little roller coaster. I've been all over the place, and I like you said, the fact that all of these units in their individual ways can excel means that IS actually did a good job with this banner. So I'm fairly happy with that. And Sharena is a good unit. She excels in the mode that I really enjoy, which is Eikþyrnir's offense. So I've been enjoying using her, and folks who have been going up against me have not been enjoying it so much. But that's okay.
It's fine, yeah. As long as you're having fun, that's what matters.
Exactly. Those other people don't matter.
But yeah, I think we were on the same call, Oblivion, when we were doing our first reactions. And I remember our first reactions, well, it can be sort of excused because like there's like a lot of things going on, but we thought the extra actions that Sharena had was a lot better than what it ended up being. I remember I was thinking it was going to be like Bridal Sharena, where like you don't have to initiate. All that you need to do is to have the enemy initiate on you, and you would get your extra action that way. But unfortunately for this Brave Sharena, that is not the case, which kind of put a damper on me, I'm not gonna lie. And so yeah, I'm not as high on Sharena as I used to be, but I still think she's definitely good, especially in Eikþyrnir, as you said. I still need to build her up for Eikþyrnir's offense. You know me.
You mean they actually made a good Brave Marianne, and you're not going to use her?
Wow, Joel.
Well, okay.
Walks into Marianne's house, slaps the mother and father, and is like, okay, this is going to go well.
I can't believe he's just said that.
Yeah.
No, it takes time for me to build up units. You know how it goes. I'm very slow when it comes to updating Eikþyrnir's offense stuff.
Yeah.
But I will say, her having Miracle, I know like we like to meme about units being like Black Knight merchants or reflex merchants. But I sort of saw like a slimmer of a cook when I think I was on Oblivion's stream when we were testing SD teams, and like Lin Ring with Sharena, her engaging allows her to get that extra action while still being in the range of the units, which I think would be really interesting once we're in like a map that's not super anti-cav.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Sharena's a good unit. Definitely not as high as I was initially, but yeah, she's definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, she'll age well for sure. Because I think, like, just, like, obviously support units just age really well. Even though every unit gives out some support nowadays. But, like, the other thing is we are moving away from the Lin sniper range after 7-8 months of being meta, essentially, right? And because now safe defense gets completely wrecked. Safe defense is kind of almost worse now with Baldr and Höðr, right? Because now you only get one kill no matter what, right? Like, you can't, like, go back and hide. Like, before you could use, like, turn 1, go kill stuff, and then still hide behind the safe defense for turn 2. Before it was safe defense level 2, right? You can't even do that anymore now. It just gets destroyed. So now, like, hit and run and, like, sniper range teams got a massive, like, debuff, in my opinion. So, like, having a unit like Sharena who can get out extra actions is going to only be more valuable over time, in my opinion, right? So that's kind of where I'm at with her. I obviously do wish that her condition was better, like it was like Brow Sharena's, or it, like, you could Canto it, you know, within 3 spaces to get the action back.
Right.
Like, either of those would have been really big and made me a lot more. That's why I thought she was broken, because I saw that and I'm like, dude, you play SD, you have your save, take the hit. Maybe your save dies. Who cares? Sharena and your unit you just nuked with got your action back. Like, that's like such a giant swing in SD. But obviously it didn't end up working that way. But yeah, I'm still pretty high on her. I think she's still a really unique unit. I just think that we need some kind of flat DR for her, because like relying on miracles a bit rough right now because there's so many Braves out in the meta. I will say that, like, everyone tests with Erica Ring, but if you're playing SDS, only one person gets the Erica Ring, right? So that is something to consider, because you can't always have your optimal, like, run, right? Like, only one of your saves is going to have that, or one of your nukes. It's kind of like the Hardy Bearing Seal, really. So I think that is something working in Sharena's favor for SD. And as much as everybody was laughing about her in the SD chat, like, I've seen Mask using her a lot, so I don't think, you know what, they like to say stuff, but then they like doing other things, so we'll see.
Yeah. I've been seeing some people use her in SD and trying her out. Not as much as the other Brave units, obviously, but
right, yeah.
I do think there are ways you can make her work. Now, again, like, she's not as strong as what we initially thought, but again, I do think there's like a niche for her in terms of like providing that extra actions. I do think
much better than Alphonse.
Man, there are some people making jokes about how she's this year's Alphonse, like Alphonse 2.0.
No, absolutely not. Alphonse needed. Everyone who said Alphonse was going to be good was assuming that they were going to play into the extra stats, great talent thing. And if they would have, then he would have been really good, but they didn't. Sharena is, every year we get a unit that we know exactly who they are. I think of, and this is kind of a bad example, but Lysithea. When Lysithea came out, you knew that was just a nuke. Now, that what we knew was that she was kind of low on the list. But I think Sharena is good. I think she's going to stay good, but I don't know that she has much of a ceiling. Like, I think she pretty much just stays good, which is not a bad thing. I mean, if you need a sure thing, then I think Sharena is your girl.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Like, I think that, like, Eikþyrnir and Byleth and Baldr to a lesser extent, I think they all have a chance to grow depending on skill availability, right? Which is a big question mark. Like, this is like essentially what we said with Alphonse last year. Like, hey, if they give out good skills that give great talent effects, then maybe he'll grow, which didn't happen, obviously, right? Like, most of the great talent effects we got were for, like, ranged nukes, like Speed Taker. So I think with Eikþyrnir and Byleth, that's definitely the case, where they have a chance to grow based off, like, what skills they release. Baldr maybe, but I don't really know what you would replace. Like, maybe you get like a crazy broken B skill, but I don't really see where they go with Speed Taker from there. Unless they put like Speed Taker Potent together just to try to make money, then maybe, you know, like, I don't know, but I think that's kind of where we're at right now. But it's always just a giant question mark because we really have no idea how IS is going to plan their skills out, right? Like, I was not expecting a whole year of Cavs, you know, Cav skills coming out this year. But we've mostly gotten Cav and Flyer skills like this year, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I guess it remains to be seen how, like, that skill availability impacts these units. Have y'all seen any, like, I know we say that her main mode is in Eikþyrnir's offense. Have you seen any, like, replays or any, like, cool plays? What sort of teammates are people running with Sharena in their Eikþyrnir's offense teams?
one of my members, Zard, has sent me like 12 replays. And they're really cool. They're really cool replays. He's using like, it's crazy. He's using Winter Shez. Shez with her. Yeah, and it's allowing him to like use a disarm track nuke. It's like her, Ingrid, and Sharena, I think. And then
and then the mythics.
Something like that. Well, he only has 2 mythics plus 10, so he's only using 2. So he's using Ninja Lucina. But like allows him to do some really cool, interesting plays. And like surprisingly, Shez kills quite a few things with reflex, which, you know, reflex merchant. But either way, that's still really good. So I've been seeing that. I've also seen some more like Gale Force-esque strategies using Sharena as well with like Cam, which, you know, what a surprise. Cam is good.
No way.
But I've definitely seen some good replays with her. Most of the other units, I've mostly seen replays of either Eikþyrnir's defense or Submyrtles. But Sharena, I've mostly seen offense replays.
Right. How about you, Joel? Have you been using her with... What sort of teammates have you been using with her? Or have you tried her out?
Yeah, I've been playing with her on every match I have. I mean, she just... With Cam, she's great because she can make Miracle Cam have Gale Force, which is... I mean, it's just... There's very little that stops that. Obviously, there is stuff that can, but that's a very, very nice combination there. The other thing that people... I don't know that people are really taking advantage of is she's very good with Byleth. Not only because, you know, he attacks from so far away that you don't have to so much worry about him getting too far out of range, but also he can go and smack buildings and create spaces for your team to sneak into, and then they'll have extra Gale Force because you have Sharena there. So I've been giving her Micaiah Ring, and just, there's tons of actions. I always have leftovers, and she just decimates everything. The other thing with Miracle that's nice is that she is really fantastic for pot bait. So
true.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
The most important parts of AR.
Yeah. I mean, oftentimes
it is the hardest
part. No, that's you can set her out there, and because she has no follow-up, it's very unlikely that someone's gonna get 2 hits on her. And most likely, you've already killed whatever unit had the Erica ring, because normally they're the frontliners. So that's gone, and whatever else comes along, smack Sharena, and you know you can run around happy and get pots.
That's true. I never thought of that, but that reminded me of that replay I sent you of someone using the Miracle on Sharena to basically just like one-man army the entire enemy team because they couldn't double Sharena and couldn't get past her Miracle. Yeah, Miracle is very fast.
I can only imagine the screams of frustration. So she doesn't. I say that if BK doesn't have Erica ring, then you can be a reflex merchant and go in and kill him. But there's a lot of ifs on that statement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, there can't be a Rhea there, and also there. Yeah. So she does hit hard. She's never going to crack the nut. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I see. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, definitely. She came with this new skill on the A, Aria, and this is also something that I initially misread. I thought the true damage would be on literally every hit and wouldn't rely on like a special proc. So I was like, oh, you know, most nukes want to run Miracle. So you just slap Miracle on a nuke, get the 5 cooldown, maximize that true damage, and you're off to the races. But no, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. It works only on special procs. But yeah, I mean, I guess with that in mind, like, what are your thoughts on this skill compared to like the other options? Like, I think Sly is the main other option that we have. And are there any like particularly good users you think of this new skill?
The thing about Sly is you can use it on anybody. And that's really nice. I mean, this is a tome and stave skill, so it's when you get down to it, you start thinking about who's actually going to use it, and that list it becomes pretty small for actually all the reasons you guys were talking about earlier. Like your nukes that are tomes right now are very limited because they haven't really been building those up. So we've got a few now though. So I think on those units it's very good. I think in the video I did, I put it on Veronica and Julia. And I mean, it works very well with them, but it's the list was much smaller than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Rip the dream. I was thinking like we were going to get like literally 30 true damage per hit, and it would have been awesome. But
yeah, I did as well.
It doesn't let us have fun, I guess.
No.
Speaking of not letting us have fun, we have Byleth. That's another one of our brave units that apparently we're not supposed to use in any mode. I don't think anyone's listening to that.
There's no way. You can't give someone a new toy and then say you can't play with it in PvP. That's just nuts.
It's weird too. Go ahead.
Well, I read that and I just glanced over it and said, yeah. Another unit that they didn't properly test, and that's all. And then I was reading Chronicos's rant on it, and that's actually not good. Like them, hey, we messed up, so please don't use this unit. I mean, at least don't phrase it that way. That's terrible.
It's super weird too, because like this bug, for those that don't know, if you have this Professor Guidance status on you and you either use a healer skill or you dance, you get a special cooldown count -1. That's not that big of a deal. Like, it's kind of inconsequential, honestly. So, like, you compared this to like the reopening Panette bug of, I think, last year that literally broke the game. Like, so why choose this bug to specifically say, oh, please don't use this, instead of, I don't know, Panette or something like that? It makes no sense to me. Because again, like, this bug is really inconsequential. It does not matter at all. So yeah, I don't know why they chose this one. They should have just been like, we have this bug here, sorry about that. And we're like, oh, okay, whatever, it's fine. Like, that's what they've done all the times, and we just accepted it. So I don't know why.
I think it's like their excuse to be like, if someone sends them a ticket and is like, I lost because of this bug, they're like, well, we said not to use it, so you get no compensation.
Honestly, I could see that, actually.
I feel like that's literally what it is. Like, it's just like, okay, I get it.
I guess, yeah. But anyways, on to actually Byleth himself and not anything around him. Byleth is a unit that I initially saw him on my initial reaction as more of like a frontline role that can occasionally be like a ballista and snipe things. But it's turning out a week in that he actually functions a lot better as like a nuke, essentially. And his damage is honestly a lot higher than I thought it would be. What are your thoughts on Byleth and how you've been incorporating him into your teams?
I've been just using him in SD, and he's kind of been doing that role in the front line that can kill things, which is pretty nice. But I've seen this new Chinese build of Byleth. I need to try it out, but it's very expensive. It's Legu's Loyalty. We finally have a user of Legu's Loyalty after I don't know how many months. But he uses it very well because you give him Arch Rival. And you combine Arch Rival with Legu's Loyalty that gives the special jump. And then also, you know, the natural special jump he has. And then like Fatal Smoke and like Speed Defense Prime Seal. And it allows him to be like actually like crazy. So I kind of need to try this build out to see how good this is, because it seems like it would help him be a frontliner. Because essentially what it does is like makes it so you can't get doubled as easily, right?
Right.
So I don't know. I'm interested to see that, but I've been having fun with him. Like, he's just a really fun unit. He hits pretty hard. I'm a little bit nervous just because like typically the way it works is like unit comes out, that's their prime, then they get worse over time, right? Like, very rarely do we get a unit who comes out and then gets better like a month later or 2 months later, right? So I'm a little bit nervous about his bulk. His damage is good, but it's not like crazy broken. And we are in a very tanky meta at times. Like, it's kind of nuts. Yeah. Unless your name is Cam. If your name is Cam, then you're fine. But if you're not, like, it's a little bit scary. So I'm interested to see how he gets those skills like we were talking about earlier, if that shows up. Or maybe if that Chinese build is just the optimal build and allows Byleth to do nonsense. I don't know. But I think he's still a unit that we haven't seen the full power of yet. We haven't seen the full potential.
Don't say potential. That's been ruined by the potential man meme.
I'm curious to see what people come up with. I've seen a couple different ways to use him. On the Aether raids front, I mean I talked about it a little bit, but you cannot discount how good it is to just remove a building. Like that's nuts for someone like Cam to open up a spot where she just flies in and just smack things. It makes Aether Ray's offense even easier. Like it is absolutely incredible. On defense, I've been running Infantry Pulse's defense this week, and it is insane. I just, it's the support he gives out, along with being an infantry that can cover that much range. So he's your firm Kanto curb stomp, dealer. And I don't remember the last time I had a chaos defense that was this dominant. And he's a big reason for that. And then we'll talk about Eikþyrnir here in a bit, but he's the other big reason for that. But I was a little nervous because I was trying to get a replay for my free pick video. And so I hopped over into Satachi's DMs and I was like, hey, I know you've been playing with this unit a ton. Why don't you, could you make me a quick video? And it took him 4 hours. Like he said the meta was really hard to work with and he was trying to get used to everything. And I was like, oh God, how good is this unit going to be? But I think as folks have settled in with him, I think the sheer amount of range and the fact that it's melee range is going to at least give him uses into the future. And the other hope I have, and Oblivion's been talking about this just nonstop, infantry units haven't gotten many skills, and I can't see that lasting.
Please.
Like, I really believe we're about to get a swing, and we've gotten maybe just a few of them. Like the new Faith skill in the sea is nice, and we have gotten a few things, but I'm curious if we start getting some broken things from infantry, because that's what's supposed to be so great about infantry. They don't have the best bulk, they don't have the best range, but they always have a wide variety of skills. So I'm if that happens, I think Byleth has a chance to gain value, but it always depends on what you get. Like I did a look at all of the Braves over the history of the game, and what really depends on specifically between year 1 and year 2, you only stay relevant if you get good skills. There's no other way.
Yeah. Like either that happens or like you get the resurgence at the refine. Like it's like either those two or you're just dead the whole time. Like it's like that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I mean, one of the reasons why like Brave Crom was so good was that he cheated and he just like took the bonuses that IS handed out as his own. And so he was able to stay relevant because of that. And so it's like you said, infantries used to be the one that got all the skills, which is why they were so good. But now they're the ones with no skills, which is really interesting. Exaggerating, obviously, but Yeah. As for Byleth, like, it's interesting to me because like he's not really an infantry. And okay, let me explain. Like infantries basically make up for their lack of movement or range by just having like the skills needed. But Byleth can avoid the pitfalls of infantry because of his really high range with his style. And so he acts more of like a unit similar to, say, Emblem Erica or Yunaka, who also sort of cheats by just having a lot of range. And so I think if IS goes into a direction where they start giving infantries more skills, I mean, Byleth is just going to have his stocks raised because he'll get even stronger than he already is. Not to say he's like undefeatable or anything, he's definitely not. Like his damage could be better, but the range is definitely something that we can't discount, especially what Emblem Erica has shown us. Being able to attack at range as a melee just gets you around a lot of the common things that people try to stop those sort of attacks, which is mainly far save. And yeah, there's physical save. We'll talk about that later. I have some thoughts, but yeah. I think Byleth is in a pretty good spot right now. And yeah, in a different way than I initially thought. I thought he was going to be a frontline, but he's actually just turning out to be a nuke, which is good, which is fine. It's good. Yeah.
If we're looking at the unit with the most potential, I'll use the word even though the meme's out there. It's got to be Byleth.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. He's definitely the one that seems to be the most out there in terms of like conventionality. Because like Sharena, Gale Force, we technically had before with like Bridal Sharena. Eikþyrnir we've had save before, even if in this new form. And then Baldr we've had nukes before. So Byleth is like the most interesting one of the batch for sure.
I just love styles. Like anytime you give me a style, I'm pretty happy. Like I think styles are like one of the coolest game design pieces they put in a while. I kind of wish they would use it more, but at the same time, I know the second they do that, like they'll just like make it OP and broken. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Take your time. Take your time. It's fine.
You know where they could have used that on the first place winners from the Brave banner.
Yeah, it's interesting that they have the styles on the second place ones and not the first. Because, yeah, what's up with that? I thought the first ones were supposed to get like the preference skills and stuff.
Yeah, so did I.
Now it's almost better to be second place, I guess. I see how it is, IS.
Yes.
Yeah. What about his skill? I think we have no C avoid, which is off of velocity for whatever reason. It's in the name, IS. Why couldn't it be no C disrupt? Like, come on. But yeah. Are there any good users you found can make effective use of the skill?
Older units.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah. If you're revamping older units, I think it's actually a very good skill for that. If you got like a Gen 1 favorite, or even all the way up to like Gen 7, like that's null C wasn't very common up through there, and it combines that with a lot of other good things. So I'll be putting it on my Sharena.
Yeah, probably put it on Nephany.
I will not put it on my Lucina because I don't give my favorites loves, apparently. So
True. Someone clip it.
I admit it, folks. I admit it. I'm not a true fan. Dude, Akutsu like showed me his rearmed Lucina, and it was like, oh my god, this is so stacked. I feel ashamed. Anyways, so the other brave unit we have is Eikþyrnir, and Eikþyrnir is really interesting because he is effectively like Brave Soren in a sense, except he has this new flavor of save, which is like distinguishing, instead of like near and far, it's distinguishing physical and magical type of damage. I know I initially was like, okay, he seems interesting, but we need to see his combat potential. Now that it's been a week, does he have the combat to be able to do his role effectively, you think?
Right now, yes, for sure. Like he's very strong right now, I'd say. Like the thing is,
I want everyone to hear the tone in his voice when he said that. Like that is the concern everybody has right now. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah. It's just like, the thing is, like, he's very strong right now. He's really fun to play with. Like, I love Soren Ball, so he's my type of unit, right? But I just don't like investing into saves too much, right? Because in my opinion, like, saves are easily replaceable. A lot of times, like, you'll invest into a save, and then a new save comes out, and they just do everything the old save did, but better, right? Like, we literally had that with Valentine's Myrrh, right? Valentine's Myrrh was our, like, anti-warp goddess for, like, most of the year. And then literally the end of the year comes out, Nidhogg comes out, does anti-warping better than Myrrh does in some ways, and it's just way bulkier, right? So there's that. But the thing really is that the strategy of a Soren Ball really revolves around your two saves, and those are like the key pieces. You're building your whole team around those two saves. And the thing with Eikþyrnir is, if Eikþyrnir dies, your other save's gone too, right? So that's kind of scary. Now, the thing you get for that is roll compression. And roll compression in a Soren Ball is amazing because you're not using 3 units, you're using 2, right? So that's great. But here's the two things. One, once Eikþyrnir starts falling off, that whole team starts to struggle, right? Because that whole team revolves around him, so it starts to struggle. And 2, there's already a unit who can kind of beat him up, right? Actually, there's 3 things. There's already a unit who can beat him up, and he's forced into that matchup, which is Camilla, right? He's forced into the Camilla matchup because he's a physical save, not a near save, a physical save. And 3rd, if you're a Soren player like I am, you know there's already 3 hard counters to Soren right now, and Eikþyrnir didn't fix any of them, right? Which is Duo Thor, who everybody could have got for free recently, Loki, who's super prevalent in the meta right now, and then Larry, who's also coming back into the meta in a big way. He was starting to fall off a little bit. People were just tired of using him, but now that Eikþyrnir is here, everyone's like, bring Larry back, like instantly. So, you know what I mean? So that's 3 things. And if you have them on an SDS team, you could have 1 on each team, right? That's only 1 team that doesn't have an Eikþyrnir counter. So that's just something to be concerned with, right? I'm not saying he's bad. He's very good right now. And I think Joel's about to talk about how great he is on defense. But just understand that, you know, how long will he be very good is the question.
He is absolutely the unit that scares me the most to invest in. I don't know. So typically the armors you want to invest in are melee armor. I say melee. Sword, axe, lance, and traditionally they get the most inheritance pieces, and so they get the most chances to be better down the line. Beast, they're not very good at giving Beast skills.
That's a lot.
True.
Scares me.
Man, I'm
so true.
I need to bring Satoshi to this podcast. Give me a second.
You guys can spread your dragon propaganda. Get out of here.
Anyways, continue.
But right now, I think I've got him on that chaos defense, and I've got him paired with Rhea, and you don't need to save, so I have Breath of Life on her, which is actually really good in that pairing.
Yep.
And so you get Breath of Life and you get Miracle, and it is formidable. So I don't know if it'll hold up in Dark and Anima. I'll have to see how that goes. But for right now in Chaos, I mean, it is. I actually tried to get through him, and he is really tough. Like there was one team I had with Baldr actually, and it took Baldr a hit, a dance, and then another hit. So it is something.
The other thing I forgot, we were talking about fodder. I know details getting mad, but the thing is, his preference is his special. Why that really matters is because it's like an offensive special, right? Which means you can't, like, if let's say they release new shield fighter, right, which they typically do, and that usually is the skill that will bring back old armors. It will make old armors great again, right? Eikþyrnir can't use a shield fighter skill, so they would need to make some kind of beast skill typically that can work with offensive specials for him to like get a second surge of life before his refine in 2 years, right? Which is crazy to say, but that's the truth. That's another thing to consider.
Yeah,
and if they did that, then you're solid. But it's the reason the sword, axe, lance are nice is because of how many chances you have to get another skill that will add on. This is the one thing you need. And it's tough when you're waiting for exactly one thing that is. I mean, if you think of RNG, you're rolling the dice.
I've been literally waiting for that for FOMO for like, I don't know how many years. I'm like, where's my beast fighter for?
Yeah. I think I agree with the both of you. I think Eikþyrnir is obviously really, really strong right now. I think of the data we currently have, this SCS, he is the most used CYL 9 unit of the batch on this season. Because as you said, right now his roll compression is really, really good as a Soren ball. He is able to withstand most of the threats, not all of them. And I think the biggest one that we need to be concerned about is Camilla. I don't know. For me, Camilla just eats him for breakfast. I haven't seen... maybe the Eikþyrnirs I've ran into were just either not that well built or not that well supported. Although, again, most of them do use the Eikþyrnir Marth combo, which is like the combo to run Eikþyrnir with. And even then, the Camillas have been killing him. And honestly, my Eikþyrnir has been dying a lot to Byleth as well. Granted, it was with reflex, but still. Man, all the units just hate me. They always die on me. But anyways,
But it's that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you can finish.
It's that same thing we were talking about with Byleth, though, where there is you. You want a unit release like Cam, where they're so far ahead that you know that you can invest in them and they're going to be good for a while. Byleth and well, if they're your favorite, you want that. You don't want that for the health of the game, but that's another thing altogether. For Byleth and Eikþyrnir, they're not at that cutting edge like you're talking about. So right. I've seen plenty of Byleth take him out, and you notice none of us have talked about using him on offense because you're going to see Cam on almost every defense right now. And he craters,
Also, there's like in Dark Season, you have Loki and Larry on defense, like guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? One of the two is going to be there. So that's like an automatic, just hard counter immediately. That's another thing for offense where he's not the greatest. But I will say, like, I do think this unit is very good right now. I will also say with a big asterisk that the SD server is very, very high on him. They are like praising him like he's the next coming of Jesus. Like they have him high. They have him the highest unit on the tier list right now, above Sakura and Camilla. And I'm just like, okay, you guys need to chill. These are the same people who told me that Ronin was like the best unit in the game. So I don't really like have full faith in them.
Right.
Once I do my SDS run, then I'll see. But until then, I will always keep a good amount of copium and hesitation to anything.
Yeah, like I do agree. He's really good, but I don't think he's like meta breaking or anything like that. Right. The same way Sakura or Camilla or heck even Plumeria is. Specifically Plumeria in combination with Sakura, to be perfectly honest. But like, yeah, Eikþyrnir is a really good saves, but we've had really, really good saves. You think Rhea, you think Black Knight, yes. And yeah, they are extremely strong and you'll definitely win with them for sure, 100%. I just don't find it as interesting as some of the other units that we've seen, specifically like Byleth. And also, again, I do fear that if his combat starts falling off, which, again, we already have units that can deal with Eikþyrnir. It's like you said, once he is easily killed, you can't really do what he's meant to do with the Sornball strat because he is the Sornball. He is forced into the physical matchups, which includes melees. And one thing that I forgot to mention, because he's forced into the physical matchups, like normally you have Camilla and you try to go in and attack the foe, but oftentimes the foe like protects their far saves. And so what you really want to do with the Camilla is to take out that far save so the rest of your nukes, presumably ranged nukes, can go in and just like go to town. But because, you know, they are good and hide their far saves, you can't exactly attack that. You have to deal with their front line, which is probably built to specifically counter Camilla. But with Eikþyrnir, you can't do that. Eikþyrnir is forced into the matchup, and so you have to be able to kill Camilla or like at least survive Camilla. And honestly, it's not been doing it so far. So, and that just allows again, by having Camilla go in to take the tank more easily, it's easier for the rest of your team to just go in and take out the units as well. And so, yeah, again, right now he's really good because he does have the combat to back him up. But I am interested to see how that will fare as we get more units in the future and more skills in the future.
So for Eikþyrnir fans who are listening, I want you to make sure you hear the tone here. Like, no one is saying that he's not good.
Yes.
We're just a little bit concerned with longevity. So
he's very
if this
good.
is your favorite, don't panic.
Yeah.
Right. You can make him work, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, it's not even hard. Do him, Marth. He's on the Hero Fest. Get him.
Yes.
He's like literally his best friend. Like, oh my gosh.
Like, again, like, we've been a little bit more hesitant on Eikþyrnir, but again, we still think he's a really, really good unit. Please don't take that the wrong way.
Absolutely.
At worst, he's top 3 save. At worst. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If not top 2. Like, yeah, that's a good place to be. The other thing is, like, we're starting to see the meta shift back towards not having distant counter on some of your saves, which is interesting. We've been in a distant counter meta for saves for so long, but now that because of stupid BK, which I love but also hate, and Ingrid, there's so much reflex. Like sometimes you just don't want to counterattack because you just help them kill you. Like,
right.
It's like okay, right? Like what's the best way to kill Black Knight? Use Black Knight. Like it's pretty funny. So it'll be interesting to see if maybe that's the shift. But I will say with Eikþyrnir, because he's forced in the physical matchups, right? He can't just play the far save, so he's forced into reflex matchups for melee units. So that is one way to deal with him. I saw people using Baldr, Mythic Baldr, which we'll probably talk about a bit later. But Mythic Baldr with Excel, I guess, can also take him out with reflex, which is interesting. So
interesting.
There's a lot of cool stuff going on in the meta right now. It's just there's a lot. There's so much.
There is a lot. Yeah,
it's a lot to digest.
For sure.
Our game is alive and well. It's a nice place to be.
Yep. I mean, that's what Brave banners do. It's like setting the trend, and it's always a good time where like players of all stripes just like come together and have some fun with the game, which is really, really good. But yeah.
Oh, one last thing about Eikþyrnir before we move on. Mm-hmm. His fodder, dude. Like Swampgate. Like I want Swampgate, but like man, Swampgate is not exciting fodder by any means. And prior physical save, like yeah, it's very unique and interesting, but like maybe 2 units can use it, right? Like him and Black Knight, maybe. Mm-hmm. And even then, you're not getting like the magic far save. Like it's very much a skill built for him, mostly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I will say, out of the 4,
like my Marnie
fodder,
build?
No.
You don't like my Marnie build on Arena?
I'm not looking
Come
at Marnie.
On now.
I refuse to look at Marnie.
Joel, you have to know that Marnie is not Oblivion's favorite. It's Hortensia. That's
oh my gosh, favorite. Get out of here. Stop.
On that note, last but certainly not least, we have Baldr, the Ohoho Queen herself. This one, I saw very interesting reactions to her when she initially came out. We were extremely high on her and found her super cool and interesting. And I saw like a lot of people, specifically the SD chat, that were really, really low on her and like potentially like the worst of this batch. I guess to like spitball, do you think she's the worst of the CYL 9 batch?
I think she's the best. I still think she's the best.
I agree.
Like I get it. I think they're really strong right now, but like Baldr just like has so much stuff that I love about her. Like she's a ranged nuke, which we haven't had really strong ranged nukes this year. She's a full might weapon with Brave. Like that's amazing. She could change colors. Oh my god, I love that. I know some other people are lower on it, but I love the idea of bringing back the weapon triangle and like having that buff or debuff she puts out with the weapon triangle is also really interesting. She can have a neutral matchup against anyone, which is really cool. Something that Mythic Baldr can't do, which is also like amazing. And She can't use a Lin Ring, which is kind of interesting, but I don't think it's like that bad. I kind of like that she's like I want to say highly mobile, but that's really not the best way to put it, considering we have like Cam and Yunaka.
And Yunaka, yeah.
A decently mobile, like the decently mobile Duke. And she's just really fun to play with. She's very strong against Black Knight. It's not 100% kill, which I think is the good place to be, right? You don't want a unit to come out and just eliminate an old unit, but she has a good matchup against him. And she has good matchups against most other units as well, if you support her correctly, which I think is a great place to be. And I love her art. I just, I'm very excited for this unit.
I think you hit on it right there. She scales well. Like she scales very well with the amount of support you give her, and so it's a good design. So I mean, it's very team dependent, but also has a lot of stuff on her own. And good lord, that flat DR. Oh my gosh.
That's so another thing, dude. I love bulky nukes. I've been using a tuned Olm. Everybody, doesn't love a tuned Olm. I get it, but I love him. And he's a pretty bulky nuke. But when you compare him to Baldr, he is not a bulky nuke. He is a whole new level of bulk, which I love. Especially in a reflex meta, right? Having a unit who can take some hits, like she can take brave hits from saves, which is crazy. And then she just throws it back in their face. That's part of the reason why you don't run a distant counter on some of your saves now, because she can just throw back 100 damage at them, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm super high on this unit. She's super fun. And I'm pretty much using her in every game except for Arena, right? I can't use her really in Arena, but other than that.
Thank God. Hopefully she won't be in arena much. We'll see. She doesn't say it very well, but that doesn't mean we won't see her. Ever since the Hero Fest, I've been seeing Cam everywhere. I'm like, wait a second, what are you doing in arena?
That's interesting. I guess people like to be the devil in arena, I guess.
Exactly. True. Very much true.
But yeah, I think I agree with you, Oblivion. Like, she is really insanely strong right now as a nuke, and I just think her design is super cool and interesting, and honestly just a lot of fun. Like, the idea of being able to change colors is just really, really fun. And yeah, like, personally for me, she's going to be my answer to like a lot of the Black Knights and other tanky saves like Corrin, and even like neutral ones like Eikþyrnir. I've seen Baldr potentially been able to kill, depending on the supports, of course. And yeah, she's just so has a lot of damage and so bulky that normally nukes rely on Miracle in order to be able to live counterattacks. But with Baldr, that's not the case. You can just have her go out and she'll be fine. She tanks Erica Ring Black Knight to a T. She probably tanks like a lot of other like Braves, like from Eikþyrnir and stuff like that. So right now she's definitely really set up for success. I think the one downside of her is that she doesn't have the same range as, say, Yunaka or Camilla does. She's only 5 range as opposed to the 6 range, which is crazy to say. I know.
Oh my God, Faye, what have you done to us?
But the fact of the matter is that the premier nukes we have right now do have 6 range, which is like the thing you need to worry about. But again, she does have 5 range, and we are back to like a save meta, so it's not too bad that she only has 5 range. You can get close enough to allow her to go in. I will say the other kind of downside is that she doesn't have that big of a Canto, so it's harder to have her go back. I mean, I guess you could just use Sakura or Sigurd Ring or something like that, but the thing is, like, she needs that as opposed to, say, Camilla, where she's pretty self-sufficient. But I think that's fine. Like, we don't need another Camilla. And I think Baldr is already as strong, pretty strong as is. So, yeah, she's pretty strong.
How would you see her falling off? Like, what are the risks with Baldr?
Just damage. I mean, that's like with every nuke, right? Like, damage just... Like, I'm hoping they don't push saves further, because we've already been getting a lot of save stuff recently. So I hope they don't do that. But like, let's say they did release Shield Fighter Omega, plus X, whatever they want to call it, and then she just kept doing damage, right? But I think if that's the case, then no one's doing any damage in the medics, right. Maybe Cam. So hopefully they don't go in that direction. The other thing is, like, maybe if they like put out a whole new plethora of nukes and they're all like a whole new level. Like, sometimes in the years we'll get like this very clear marker where nukes just get a power upgrade, right? It just happens.
Power spike. Yeah,
a power spike essentially. So like, if she just misses the power spike essentially, which I don't think she did, but maybe that will happen, right? Maybe we get Windclaw 2 and all of a sudden he comes out and he has, lethalities that do 150% damage and like just slow you up or something. I don't know, right? That's possible, and then if we get enough of those, then you just don't need Baldr anymore, right? You just have like other options. But for the most part, I think she's pretty good. And the thing we haven't talked about yet is Arch Rival, this new special. I love this special. I've been talking about wanting big specials again for the longest time. They actually gave us one, and not only did they give us one, it's so cool. The mechanics are cool, right? We've been getting so many boring specials for, like, I'd say, like, since Gust came out, or like maybe before that even, where it's just literally like you get some damage and you get a 40% DR once per turn, and it works with Braves. Like, oh, so creative, IS. Oh my god, let's give it to everyone. Like, right? But Arch Rival is like actually has a really big multiplier, right? 80 or 70% multiplier for your based off your attack. You do still get the Gust 40% DR. But the cool thing is it has Guard, which is weird, but Guard's actually really relevant right now. And then also, you get the, like, you impose a special cooldown on their special, and you get a special jump for yourself. And that is massive, right? That's absolutely massive. It's one of the things we've been looking for a very long time. We were talking about, like, Fagata last year being able to turn off specials, but, like, the other thing is just being able to pulse their special, right? Being able to pulse their defensive special off so you can actually hit them for real. or being able to pulse off their offensive special, so they're not either getting the unpierceable DR, or they're just not hitting you back as hard, right? That's also another big part of it. Yes. So I love this special. The fact that it's inheritable is so cool, and I think it's actually interesting because we've gotten so many effects that help you charge your special, jump your special, whatever you want to say. And so now having a powerful full cooldown special to build around, either with the unit or your team, is a great direction in my opinion for for unit building essentially.
Yeah, I absolutely love Arch Rival as well. Like, it's, as you said, it's actually a unique special. It's not just some boring plus damage and plus damage reduction special. It actually has some really cool mechanics to it. And the fact that it relies on the weapon rich triangle as well just adds like this element of strategy to using it, the decision on who to inherit this to, depending on like the meta threats right now. I just find that super, super fascinating. And yeah, I think IS did a really good job with the special. It's interesting that it is inheritable, since Baldr is like, I guess, the weapon triangle queen. Like, her gimmick is on the weapon triangle. But I am glad that they did make it inheritable, because we've seen a lot of cool applications of Arch Rival on other units.
I really wanted it to work with Mirabelle's would cancel affinity.
Cancel affinity.
That didn't happen. I thought that would have been a nice callback and a way to get a unit back in the meta, but maybe that would have been too broken. I don't know. Actually, no. There's no way that would have been too broken. It would have been just fine.
Yeah.
Does it just not work? Like, how does that work? It just doesn't work at all?
It just doesn't work at all. Yeah, it does nothing. I think specifically you still get the flat DR if you're talking about Baldr herself, but you don't get Arch Rival procking. So, or not procking, but scowling, I should really say.
I see.
Interesting.
Dang.
Missed opportunity to make
Mirabelle. What about Fallen Leon? Is it the same thing with Fallen Leon? Fallen Leon also has cancel affinity, but okay.
It'd be the same thing with him, and it's I even wanted to use it on Tana, Harmonic Tana.
Right.
And that didn't work either. So I had a lot of plans, and I just poo-pooed them all.
Pretty much, jeez.
Yeah. I know you've been using Arch Rival on a particular unit that we're going to talk about now. That is Teatime Felix, right? I think one of the builds that people have been running is Arch Rival Teatime Felix. How has that been working out? Because I think it's for like the Black Knight meta matchup, right?
Right. Yeah. So that's the cool thing about that Arch Rival, is like it allows you to have that weapon triangle like a matchup. You're like pretty much building your own counter, which is cool. It's very strong. I feel like one of the things Felix was missing, Brave Felix and T Felix now, is a good special to take advantage of that slaying too, right? They essentially had slaying 2. Slaying 2 was amazing, and then they like nerfed specials into the ground. So now having a chance to actually have a good special again is really nice. And a lot of the units rely on their specials for things like DR or just to kill things, right? So being able to have that on T Felix is nice. We're just waiting for an A skill. We're waiting for the A skill. Once we have the A skill, I feel like Felix is gonna pop off. But right now we're relying on Excel, and Excel it's crazy to say this, but it's like a year old, more than a year old. And in FEH, that's like ancient.
Yeah.
So
unless you're a Summer Thor for whatever reason. But yeah.
Right. Let's give the best duo skill to ever exist. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I've been having fun with Felix. I'm excited to like take him out on his SDS premiere this weekend to see how he performs.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. I haven't seen a lot of Felixes in SDS so far, but I think people are kind of sleeping. Oh, okay.
Yeah, not very many. I think a lot of people have like Felix derangement syndrome, where like they're still trying to get over all the damage he did to them last year, and they're like they hold a grudge. So I think Cryo's definitely using Felix. I'll be using Felix, but he is very good, and there's a lot of red units in the meta right now, so it's a great way to take advantage of that.
Yeah, Black Knight, Male Alir, Byleth now.
Yep.
Baldr, if you encounter her in the bonus slots. Yeah, quite a lot. Do you have any thoughts on Teatime Felix, Joel? Have you seen him in action at all?
I'm still reeling a little bit that they took away his,
Yeah.
we'll call it disarm trap. It's not really that, but it is disarm trap.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I'm a little disappointed that they did that. I guess I don't think that would have made him any more busted than he already is. So it's a fun mechanic that he has. So I'm a little disappointed. It's rare that they make a unit less good than that they take things away like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's okay. He's a fun unit. I have him. I don't have arch rival on him. I really now that you mentioned that, now I really want to do that. But he's fun. But I haven't had too many ways to play with him just yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new toys, so it's hard to have time to play with everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm on the same boat. I'm so sad he does not have disarm trap anymore. Like, that was one of the things I loved about Brave Felix, and now that doesn't happen. And like, I feel like if he just had that, I would have loved it so much more. Like, I don't even care about the distant counter. Like, I just needed it to like have disarm traps so I can ignore the stupid traps and Aether Raids, and we will be golden. Like, Felix wasn't going to distant counter and Aether Raids offense anyways, so it would have been fine. But
I like it. I don't know. I love this encounter on Brave Felix. It made him so much fun. He's just like, I go in, I kill everything, I stand there, try to kill me. You can't. Okay. Like, it's fun. Now he's like sits there and I'm like, please Felix don't get killed. Please Felix don't get killed. Like just don't get blasted in the face. But he does have a lot more flat DR. I will say that. Like he's pretty tanky. Like he's deceptively tanky.
yeah.
Which I guess you could say the same thing about Brave Felix on his premiere. And
Right.
the true damage in his weapon is the key thing he needed to kill things now. So combining that with mid-turn and start of turn debuffs is pretty nice. I do wish that the start of turn debuffs were like maybe not Discord, maybe like Feud or like Anti-Miracle or something else super meta, but I'll take what I can get, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, Teatime Felix here to take over Brave Felix's shoes and doing relatively well now that we have this arch rival, which is, I think, like the boost he needed to just get him over the edge to like making really good use out of him. So that's really good to see. I think another unit that also got a really good boost is Veronica, specifically Teatime Veronica with that. I've been seeing run with the new Aria skill that Sharena had. And I've been seeing a lot of Veronicas pop out of the woodworks ever since the Brave banner. And she's been doing pretty well as a nuke, I would say.
I mean, 80% DR
That's what I say
on her
that.
special. Is that, that's pretty good.
She's
That's
very,
a
very
lot.
bulky. She's very deceptively bulky. Like, she has like 20 something defense, and yet she can just take hits, which is crazy. And you combine that with being in a reflex meta, right? And also Feud, right? Feud on an assist is insane. For me, she's kind of like a new duo Lucina, right? In a way, like being able to offer a ton of support while also working really well with like reflex nukes and also like just offering, great support on that top of that, which is great. The thing is, like, a 4 cooldown special was kind of like a scary thing to me at first, but now after seeing like Arch Rival and stuff, I'm like, man, you know what? Maybe we need more 4 cooldown specials. Like, let's get as many as possible.
Yeah, I will say I'm interested in that they're like kind of passing out the to change fate-esque like young Robin effect, because like that was their thing, right? Like that was Awakening's thing. We had that. Like, why do all these other games have to have that too? I guess.
Welcome to the game. Everybody else steals your things now.
I guess this is us being punished for Brave Crom's sins of him stealing everything else. So, fine. I guess I'll have to live with it. But
it's just weird that it was so long that was like a Crom Lucina thing, and they're like, nah, just kidding. We're gonna give the Micaiah ring out. We're gonna change everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
True. Actually, very true. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with Veronica, and as you said, and similar to like Baldr, actually, like being in a reflex meta makes like these bulky nukes that rely on flat damage reduction or like unpierceable damage reduction to be extremely strong. And like yeah, they're kind of reflex merchants, but like not really, in that they are very effective in using the reflex innately. They don't have to rely on like miracle or whatnot, which I think is a lot better because there's a lot of Erica ring saves, and if you could just like tank that all, you don't have to like deal with it as much. But yeah, it's good to see. I think this is the first Veronica alt in like a long while. Was the last one legendary? I can't remember actually.
They generally do one a year, I thought, but I'm looking right here, and maybe I'm wrong because the last one I see here is legendary.
Yeah, I think it is legendary.
That's like 3.
I think she's getting Isn't she getting a remix soon too?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Year Veronica.
Yeah, Veronica's back to her yearly alts after like a 2-year hiatus, I guess. But yeah, we can't ignore the elephant in the room for much longer. We've been talking about how we're in a reflex meta, and that used to be only Black Knight, but now we have one more, and that is Ingrid. With Nana, which I did not think it was Nana initially. I thought it was like, what was that? One girl, I think from Persona 3, I can't remember, but I thought it was like her or something, and I was super confused. But yeah, we have our second source of reflex, and this time it's on a cav unit instead of an armor unit, and which is interesting. I guess what are your thoughts on that and how Ingrid provides the reflex as opposed to, say, Black Knight?
I'm jealous.
I mean, the fact that it's not passive is kind of a like you have to perform an action to get it on a unit. There are places where that's a problem, but for the most part, I mean, it's really nice to have reflex in the meta because you get one more source of it. But that's, well, in some ways it's nice, some ways it's not. Depends on which end of it you're on.
Right.
But the fact that she gets the refresh along with it is really nice.
Yes.
As a unit, I've been enjoying playing with her quite a bit.
Yeah, I think she's fantastic. I mean, I think that like for Eikþyrnir's defense, you're sticking with Black Knight for your reflex. But for Eikþyrnir's offense and for summoner duels, I think Ingrid is just fantastic there, right? Because you're going to be using that as action economy, right? Or like you're going to be doing that anyway, so you might as well be getting reflex and being able to actually kill things, which is great. This unit is just fantastic in my opinion. Her other support is like kind of underrated. I think everybody just has reflex. She gives out NFU to everyone, right? That is not to be underrated right now. NFU is very, very good. And so being able to have a unit who can just give that out is amazing. And dodge. Now dodge sounds like a meme because like, 40% pierceable DR. But currently we've been getting more and more like, we've been shifting more towards unpierceable DR, right? Yes. Being able to get pierceable DR, it's kind of like how like guaranteed follow-ups kind of got good after a while because IS forgot about NFU, right? Yeah, it's kind of like that. So I think dodge is like actually kind of underrated a little bit, maybe. It makes her more bulky than you would expect, right? She's a pretty bulky unit actually, which is nice.
I was with you up until you said dodge, and it sticks out like a sore thumb to me. I'm like, what? Everyone has piercing now. I'm with you on no follow-up. Absolutely. Dodge, I don't know.
I mean, just trust me. I've seen the dodge make the difference. Like, it's crazy, but a lot of, like, the thing is a lot of units have, like, 50%, so you're still getting 20% DR off that. And because you're not stacking pierceable DR anymore, like, you're getting a full 20%, which is like, oh, okay. You know what? That's not that bad. Like, it's decent. Can you combine it with your flat DR? It's like every other type of DR, right? Whenever you can combine percentage DR with flat DR, it's just really, really strong. Now, I don't think it's like meta defining by any means, but I do think this is a sign that they're like kind of shifting gears a little bit. Same with like NFU and guaranteed follow-up attack. But yeah, I'm pretty high on this unit. I think she's fantastic. I wish that the stupid SDS map didn't hate calves, so that I could get to test her like fully. But like, she's a really bulky unit. She has really strong combat, right? She has potent follow-up. They've been giving out that to everyone recently. On like all kinds of skills, which is amazing. And then she has Divine Vein Flame. And I think that's a really interesting thing when we talk about with Baldr as well, where they're trying to get like burn damage back in the game, I guess. I don't know.
That was interesting that they had like burn damage stuff. Because like that hasn't been a thing in like a long while, ever since like Breath of Life and Höðr. But it seems like they're trying to bring that back. Or, I mean, at the very least, the flames do like have like that anti-warping can make it like sort of hard to get through if you don't have like warping or anything like that. But yeah, it's interesting that, I mean, the only other Divine Flame we had besides like Flared Sparrow was like, I think it was Winter Edelgard and
Brave Golbeg. No, that was
Flared Sparrow. Yeah. So it was just Winter Edelgard. So they're bringing it back after such a long time, which is interesting.
Right. Yeah, Baldr has it too.
I mean, it's better than Dodge.
like 5 months from now, you're gonna be like, you know what? Dodge is pretty good. It's gonna happen.
Clip it.
That's very possible.
Ship it. But make that as a bet.
But I mean, in all honesty, like having it on is just an extra thing and not the main thing. It is nice.
Yeah.
Like that's especially, well, like DTM was alluding to, it can very much inhibit movement, especially in the current meta that we're in. So it can be sneaky good. And in case Breath of Life in some form doesn't exist, then it does add on some extra damage. So I mean, it's not bad. But like you said, it is a little weird to see it pop back up again.
Yeah. Especially when they just gave Black Knight and BU, right? And we just got new
right?
And
yep. Yeah.
But sure, whatever. I'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. I mean, as you said, the main thing Ingrid does provide is the reflex. And so like all these other sort of things are just like icing on the cake. And yeah, I think it's good, I guess, that we have another source of reflex, because I think only having one unit with such a meta-defining skill is not that great, but now there's two. So, there's progress there. But yeah.
Two's enough, though. We don't need any more IS. We can stop. I don't want reflex on every single team, please. Let's not do that.
That would be interesting. What if we do have, 4 reflex users?
Oh, no.
We could just, slot them in on every SDS team.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, God.
Yeah, that would be interesting. But yeah, Ingrid, obviously really good just by virtue of having reflex, but she herself is also a pretty good melee nuke as well. So definitely don't discount that. Definitely.
We'll get a new skill that has flat DR based on boosted damage.
Oh, God.
And just destroy all the specials. We talked about all these specials are fantastic. We're so glad. And that no, they're just gone. Which units do you think work better with Ingrid over Legendary Black Knight in terms of the reflex support? Because obviously both of them have reflex, but they are different types of units.
I guess just other saves, right? I don't really like putting a ton of saves on the same team, so it gives you an option to not use Black Knight as your save and use somebody else like Eikþyrnir or Rhea or whatever, right? Though Rhea works pretty well with everyone, so
that is true.
It's specifically Aether's offense. I'd rather have Ingrid. Period. I mean, that's
Yep.
Yeah.
Same.
Makes sense. Speaking of, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of extra actions being given out to everyone, we also got Finn and Saline.
Yes.
With inheritable weapons that give out extra actions. Is that crazy?
That is crazy.
I would never have imagined that would happen. Like, if you would have told me back with Legendary Crom came out, this would be an inheritable weapon, I would be like, nah, you're lying.
Yeah. And we were talking about the arcane sword, the last podcast, and about how that was very, very basic, and yeah, it was good, but didn't really do anything new. This is something that is doing something new, flat out. I never thought they would give that, because it used to be such a powerful effect, but now anyone can be any sword, or he's lance, right? Yeah, any lance unit as well can do the Legendary Crom thing, which is wild to me.
No, it's Sword and Red Tome, I think.
Oh, Sword and Red Tome. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. But still.
But yeah. Anyone can be Fallen Crom now.
Yep. Again, say you're welcome to the Awakenings, Oh
my God.
That was our thing.
Is it just better than Arcane Renegade? I mean, I'm looking. I mean, you can make an argument. There's some cases you want Arcane Renegade, but I mean, especially since it's just on a Grail unit, I feel like serving knife is just going to be most of the time. That's what you're going to want to use. I mean, that's such a powerful effect.
Right.
Yeah. Satashi's going to be
for tanks.
Yeah, tanks will use
tanks,
Renegade.
You probably want Arcane Renegade. Yeah.
Right.
Really good, yeah. But I think for any other type of unit, you probably want this new sword or tome, just for like the utility. Because let's be real, their old units aren't going to be doing much. But
it also has 25 true damage on it, which is like okay.
Yeah.
Like that is the base true damage you see on preference weapons typically.
Yep.
So that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. I just imagine Satashi being like so happy that he was right about Arcane Renegade not being that great. And now we have this sword.
It's Finn's revenge for not being on the Thracia banner.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thracia who? What Thracia banner?
Oh my gosh.
There's no Thracia banner. That banner doesn't exist. I don't care what anyone says. That literally did not exist.
That banner was crazy.
Yeah, we have total meta units like
Gotcha.
Leaf, right, yeah. Sorry, I forgot
Leaf?
Yeah, I forgot his name for a
I
second.
thought you were going to go with Linowin.
Who?
Oh.
Meta units like Linowin.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea who that person is. Like, genuinely.
The staff unit.
Oh, right. Oh, okay, I see.
But yeah,
Who's excited for Oblivion's playthrough of Thracia in like next week?
Gosh.
Will he
still have to
crash
finish my
out more than FE4? Find out next time.
I still have 15 hours to edit, and I'm already over like an hour and 20 minutes of crash.
Crash outs.
And I'm like, oh my gosh.
If anyone says FE4 is like the FF7 of Fire Emblem, they do not know what they're talking about, and you should not trust them. I'm saying it here right now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Is there anything else to talk about with that Thracia banner? I mean, I've seen Leaf do some stuff, but he's definitely not like the crazy unit. Like he's more like I don't even know what kind of unit he is. Like one you have to really work with.
I guess it's
for people who like to use like underrated units that go that aren't really Machua is actually pretty tanky.
Oh yeah, Machua. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've seen some people do some good work with Machia. Could be effective as a front line, but I think that's about the extent of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great talk about Thracia, y'all. Anyways, speaking of Aether Raids, we have, I believe, the savior of Aether Raids, Baldr and Höðr in their mythic forms, taking out the evil of the safety fence. This is something I think we talked about. Like, I forget if it's like the last podcast or the podcast before. I think it was the one with Elm, where we're like, the only way Aether Raids will be saved is like if safety fence gets destroyed. And with Baldr and Höðr, that kind of happened. Although there is some interesting plays with the way it gets destroyed, which I find personally interesting. But yeah, saviors of Aether Raids, do you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
I agree.
Yeah.
I like it. I even like the way they did it. It wasn't if Baldr exists, safety fence disappears,
right.
Which is kind of their MO.
Yes.
And so you can still use that time to kind of position, like we just talked about Brave Byleth. But one of the nice things is turn 1, you can break a block. And then, wait until turn 3 and then have him available with the creator sword to go hit another unit from 6 spaces away. So there's definitely ways you can still play around it, and it's still powerful, but I am more comfortable with this level of power that it has now.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, it's funny though, they just tied it to 2 mythics. So like now we're kind of just stuck with Baldr and Höðr forever until they give another mythic with that effect. Because if they ever get bad, like, please don't use Baldr. Like, I don't have a choice. Safety Fence 2 will wreck me. But I do find both the units pretty cool.
Yeah. It's sort of similar in that, like, for the longest time, it was only Rhea that had, like, the extra slot on Anima. And even though she was hot garbage, we still had to use her because of the extra slot thing. So I do think there's a chance Baldr and Höðr will remain that way, unless that just becomes the new thing defense mythics have, which personally I wouldn't be opposed to, because I think the way, like Joel said, the way they implemented how safe defense gets countered is really interesting, in that it's only when the offense initiates that it goes off, which means you can just like set things up or wait till turn 2 to get your Lin rings online, or just like set things up to make more space. And so like there's still value in having safe defense to allow for that time to set things up. Like my most recent Eikþyrnir video on the last match, being able to move everyone over to the side so that we can still snipe while getting out of the range of like Lin and Camilla was really, really valuable in having that safe defense there to be able to provide that space. And so, yeah, safe defense is still good, but Eikþyrnir is saved because safe defense doesn't allow you to just snipe for eternity and just like sit back and watch. Like Eikþyrnir's defense has a fighting chance now, which I think is really good.
Oh yeah, like go fight one of those top 100 defenses. They're strong now. Like, they're much more difficult to deal with. And I think both those units kind of help with that, right? Baldr's interesting. I think IP was the one saying that they should have been different seasons. Like Baldr should have swapped with Höðr. So that way we could have a cleanser and dark. I do find it weird that the sun god is a dark mythic, but sure, whatever, that's fine. But she is cool. I like her. I think I was like more high on her combat before I got to play with her.
Yeah.
It's not bad by any means, but I thought it was going to be like crazy broken. And it ended up not being that for a few reasons. I think one of them is like for enemy phase, she has to be within 2 spaces of an ally, which is always a bad condition. I hate that condition. So that's part of it. But then also like I don't know, like maybe it's because she doesn't get mythic bonuses. Her HP isn't like as high as I would love it to be. Like that's always one thing I guess you did like think about with like frontliners, right?
Right.
I think Höðr I kind of prefer Höðr when it comes to Eikþyrnir's defense, because like she gives out the cleansing, right? She can help. She actually hits surprisingly really hard.
Yeah.
I love using her with Makai ring, and she kind of just like swaps in and like snipes someone, and I'm like, oh, that was cool. Like didn't really expect that to happen. But yeah, I think the thing is that both of them break the safe defense. That's the most important thing. Everything else is like icing on top of the cake. But I do think like when it comes to defense, I really enjoy Höðr. Like I think she's a fantastic unit, and now I don't have to use Freyr. I know Freyr cleanses better. I don't care.
Well, plus she really likes Arch Rival too.
I don't have that for her yet. But one day.
Oh, that's sort of is that a version? I don't know.
I thought Baldr. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I know. I was just making a fun comment. You go ahead.
I thought Baldr was going to be bulkier.
Yeah, exactly.
I really thought that was going to be an issue. Like it was going to be one of those last units there, and you had to take out folks around her, and that hasn't been the case at all. Like there's been no problem whatsoever. I do like. There hasn't been enough people who have summoned for her to get this, but I do like Celestial Form, her special. That's kind of flown under the radar. Like I forgot about it until I was just now reading this. It's like, oh, this is actually a good special.
Yep.
So
yeah.
That's something that if you just happen to get a spare Baldr, I don't know who has those kind of orbs, but that's something that'd be nice on the speedier units.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sitting on one staring at it like, man, do I merge or do
Yeah, you mentioned Baldr's combat. I think one of the main problems that she has is that if she loses the weapon triangle, she becomes like super, super squishy. It's not like Brave Baldr in that there are like alternate conditions to say like fulfill her Brave condition. Like for Brave Baldr, it's you either have weapon triangle or you have like exposure on, I think it's exposure, on the foe. And even if you don't have a weapon triangle advantage, you're still neutral. Also, Brave Baldr has the style, so at worst, she has neutral matchups. Whereas this Baldr, she does have a weakness against blue. And unfortunately, blue units kind of eat her for breakfast. So that is a little bit unfortunate in her role as a frontline. Honestly, I think the most annoying thing I've been seeing facing against a Baldr is that her base kit comes with that new C skill that provides like the guidance, because she just moves forward, and then all the other foes like warp in, and even though I try to like hide in the corner, sometimes they reach me. And so yeah, that's honestly what I've been finding the most annoying about Baldr, besides like the safety fence thing. But yeah.
Her and Byleth, dude. Her and Byleth are a scary combo.
Mm-hmm.
She could jump in, like swap with him with a Micaiah ring, and then Byleth is just gone. He's just flying across the screen hitting somebody.
Yep.
Like, oh man.
I had her in my first Chaos match. I thought I had it in the bag, and she cantoed to just the right spot where I thought she wasn't going to go. And then BK flew across 2 legs and just absolutely smashed my backline support. I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah, that's sort of why I'm kind of prioritizing taking out Baldr in my like sniper / hit and run type teams. Because at least Lynn and Camilla, if they don't have like Micaiah shenanigans or anything like that, you know what their ranges are. So like, you just need to get out of them and you're totally fine. Whereas Baldr adds that level of unpredictability. And it's been like a hot minute since we had to know how the enemy AI works. So I don't remember everything anymore. Like years of brain easy Gale Force and Sniper has like smoothed my brain, I guess. So I just like
I'd make fun of you, but I can't because I have also forgotten. I recently had to start studying again. I'm like, oh my god, what do all these interactions do?
Yeah, remember when we had to learn what the enemy AI does in Aether Raids? Those were the time.
Yep.
Oh man, Mia's guide. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I was thinking of it too. Yep. Oh my gosh, back in the day.
Back in the day, all you youngins don't know how good you got it now. Like actually though. Yeah. But hey, who knows, with Baldr and Höðr, maybe the meta adjusts so that we see like that sort of skill or like that sort of calculation be more important now that we don't have safe defense all the time. And as you mentioned, with maybe Gale Force is back, now that, you know, safety defense is gone, there is incentive to like clear as much as possible, which is really good for Gale Force. So with Sharena, with all those sorts of units, I am actually excited to try out Gale Force again. It's been kind of boring, just like Lynn sniping everything. So it'll be fun, change of pace.
Very convenient, but yeah, very boring.
Yeah, definitely indeed. So yeah, thank you, Baldr Höðr, for saving AR. It's because of that you definitely deserve CYL9, Baldr. And I think the only banner we have left is the second summer banner, because last time we left off on Emblem Micaiah. This is like so long ago.
I forgot this existed.
I think most people did. Like the only relevant unit that I've been seeing these days is like Happy, and that is like with certain niche beast teams, like with Elm, and I think there was like a really cool Eikþyrnir Happy team that I saw that was actually really, really interesting. But yeah, Happy is like Sakura for beasts and dragons. But unfortunately, like beasts and dragons aren't exactly the most powerful nukes, so it's not as good as Sakura, but I think it's still really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Elm is pretty good because, you know, everybody's running Eikþyrnir, so you're just like, I don't have to deal with them. I can just turn off the save and kill something else.
Right.
That's pretty good. And on this banner, there was Eikþyrnir as well, because, you know, why not release all the CYL units a month early to make everyone lose all their orbs?
No, Oblivion, not all of them.
Okay, 2 out of 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean...
I was so positive we were getting Summer Sharena this year.
Aww.
That did not happen.
It's good. It's good. It saved you orbs. Get next year.
Okay, that's very true. It does save me orbs.
But yeah, I mean, Happy's really cool. I think if we get more offensive beast, that would be nice. You know, I'm not saying anything. We haven't gotten a Telly's banner all year, IS. I'm just saying, maybe, you know, maybe some Tibarn up in there. You know, I don't know. But that could definitely be something cool. I think she has potential to be good in the future, like more. The other units, I'm kind of whatever on. Summer Eikþyrnir is good. Like, she's definitely a good unit, but I don't think she's, like, the second coming of Mythic Eikþyrnir. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, she's kind of like a substitute. I feel like New Year's Eikþyrnir is still kind of better, to be honest. I'd rather use her in more situations than Summer.
I think New Year Eikþyrnir is more used right now, both in the last SDS and this SDS, yeah.
Right. I mean, the thing about frontliners is now is like if they don't survive Camilla, like it's their stonks are pretty low. So
you have a front line to survive Camilla.
Right, exactly. And then the last unit would be Yuri, and Yuri is actually a pretty fun unit to use.
Oh, yeah,
he has
really
some really
fun,
cool mechanics with his new foul play. I didn't pull him, but I've been watching people play with them, and the new foul play effect with the distance swap. Was it distance swap? I believe it's called something like that.
Yeah.
It allows for some really cool openings in summoner duels. And so I think this unit would be fantastic if it just, he didn't have disgusting looking feet. That's like the one downside, right?
I wasn't going to mention it, but yeah.
Somehow, Okuma Yuga messed up, which is crazy because they drew Ascended Joshua, which is amazing.
I know.
But
what happened?
Yeah, Yuri had a bad summer accident, and it ruined all viability.
Yeah.
This is a fantastic moment to clear the air on something. For the Phaeology Discord, I was not the one who put the Yuri feet emoji in there. That was Ilya. I did not do that. Okay, there we go. I feel better now.
Oh my gosh.
Ilya always doing you dirty like that. SMH.
I know,
exactly.
Right?
Did not correct anyone when they came for me.
It's cool to see that we finally did get some Ashen Wolves representation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even though Balthus didn't show up. It's okay. Actually, wait, isn't he he's the TT, right? So okay, never mind.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be real. I didn't pull in this banner at all. So
yeah, I didn't pull. I know. Did Stashi pull? I don't think he pulled. Yeah, he was really tempted, but I don't think he pulled. It was definitely a banner that you could definitely skip. None of these are like the Tea Time banner or like the Brave banner that we got, and where there's clearly at least one really rocking unit. It was more like there are certain units we can use, but definitely skippable for sure.
Right. Unless we get a Beast Renaissance.
We had about 3 months of banners that were.
Yep.
I mean, with some exceptions, but a lot of them were skippable. So that was an interesting little phase in Fae there. I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
I loved it. It saved me so much money.
That's true. I shouldn't be complaining. You're right.
I gotta use all my saved orbs for Black Knight, and then I didn't even have to buy orbs for any other banners because I could skip them all.
Mm-hmm. And I think, obviously we had Black Knight and whatever after Young Camilla, but I think that was sort of already in the works. I think after that moment, I guess the devs were like, okay, I think it's time to take it easy for a bit and let things chill, because otherwise it's just gonna increase the power creep all the way to infinity at this point. And so I feel like this sort of 3-month period was a correction of sorts. Again, we did have some individual standouts, we had Black Knight. Even though Micaiah wasn't as powerful as, say, Erica on release, she was still really, really good. And obviously with the Tea Time and the Brave banner, maybe they're okay, we chilled enough. We can, continue, I guess. But there was that period where I think they were, just, chilling to, reset expectations and make it so that it doesn't have to be the case that they have to, have immense power creep per banner. It was just a resetting of expectations. Yeah,
especially at the beginning of the year where they were releasing Aethos and he just broke the game. That was crazy. I don't know.
Okay.
I had to mention him at least once. There's a.
I'm surprised he didn't mention him when we talked about Eikþyrnir.
With Eikþyrnir? Yeah. I kind of spaced out, but yeah, he does have good options other than Marth, right? Eikþyrnir. I think people using Nyx with him too. Nyx, Aethos. There's one other I can't think of. Oh, Limstella. There's some person using Limstella with Eikþyrnir.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's some great options. But I'll be using Aethos. I don't care. Give me close counter seal, IS, you cowards.
Yeah. One day they will. One day. Speaking of Nyx, I believe that was one of the units that got refined that actually had a pretty good refine for...
Yeah.
This batch honestly was pretty decent. Obviously Nyx kind of caught everyone's attention with the Miracle Reflex, which is obviously pretty meta right now, but what units of that batch stood out to you?
It was like Nyx and was it Katarina? I want to say I think that's who it was.
Yeah, it was Katarina, Sedgar.
Sedgar, yeah, that's
one
it,
more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
Fallen Morgan.
Fallen Morgan was that was.
And Farina. Farina was in the same
those
boat.
are both like
Yeah.
a little bit not the best. I saw someone using Fallen Morgan in SDS.
I
and they were
saw
making it
that.
work, so,
I'm
yeah.
their biggest fan. Oh my gosh.
But I
She's
do think
good.
like shared spoils is cool. I think that's another unit you can use to get extra actions within AR, so that's cool,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Obviously Nyx is like the most fun, like splashy, look at the crazy things I can do unit. So, but I'm glad to see that we've got some refines that actually had some meat on the bones, because like the past few months have been kind of oof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think for me, definitely Nyx is the one that interests me the most, despite me desperately wishing
She didn't
Primo
get-
Morgan got something really, really
She
good.
didn't get a super complicated refinement. She got exactly what she needed. So
Yep.
they did a good job with that one.
Yeah. And like for these refines, that's all we're expecting. Like, just give them what they need to like, not like break the meta or like even compete like Seth was, but just like give them what they need to like actually do the thing they need to do in the current meta. And like
Show us
allow
that you thought about it for more than 2 seconds.
I guess, yeah, that's a better way to put it.
Unless it's my favorite, then you should give them everything.
Yeah, do the Seth treatment for that. They should
I
have
know
made,
who's coming up, but
you know what they should have done? Okay, so like female Fallen Morgan had like the Plegian-ish sort of effect. What they should have done is that they should have had that and take the amount of stats that were reduced by the Plegian effect and turn that into a true damage and flat damage reduction support, a la Seth, except you would get like 30 true damage or 30 flat damage reduction. I think that would have been really cool.
So for Farina, all they needed to do was not cap it, not cap the
oh,
flowers.
right. Yeah, that was
Like
dumb.
just make it unlimited. And I mean, even with the effect, it wouldn't have really made it that broken. But I don't know why they always cap those flowers. Like if they can get 30, then go ahead and give them 30 extra stats. It's not really gonna break them at all.
Right.
It's gonna make it more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
There's-
It was,
Yeah.
There was a lot of pieces, and we've seen that with a lot of refines. Like you said, they're stopping short, and I like why. Go ahead and give them something fun.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know what they're afraid of. Like, very rarely does a refine like break the game. You know what I mean? Even if it breaks the game for like a month, it's not gonna. I mean, like, it's not that big of a deal, right? Like Seth was really good, but Seth didn't break the game.
Right.
Same with
Yeah.
Thor last year, right? Thor was really good for a little bit, didn't break the game. Like, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Let people enjoy their old units.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We do have the CYL. I don't know what number it is. Refines coming up next month.
Yes.
A couple weeks away.
8.
Mhm.
Yeah.
8, yeah. So that's gonna
7,
be really
right?
interesting. 7?
Was it 7?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're 7. Yeah, you're right. 7. I can't
I'm like,
math.
what?
There's
That's it?
There's too many numbers. But it's like Soren, Korin, Golveg, and Robin. Male Robin.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those are gonna be exciting. Hopefully they don't get done dirty.
Mm-hmm.
But we will have to wait and see. But that's gonna be.
And-
I think there's also Mythics getting remixes also.
Is
Yeah,
there?
I
didn't. Go ahead.
I'm hoping. I think Asker's being rerun in September, so I'm hoping that will be like the Asker remix. And I'm about to have a plus in Asker, so I'm hoping he gets something really, really good as well.
Yeah, it looks like Asker and Veronica are getting remixes too. So that's gonna be a
that'd be
big
fun.
batch.
Yeah.
Big batch. Yeah. That should be a lot of fun.
What are y'all expecting for the upcoming refines for the CYL 7 units?
I'm expecting them to be bad.
I guess.
Okay, I'm not the only one. All right.
Soren's gonna get like a damage like refine. It's not gonna be enough damage from to actually kill things, but it's also gonna not help his support, which is what he needs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Corin, I don't know what Corin will get. She'll get like stones at start of turn maybe, which will be pretty good, and that's probably it. Robin's gonna get a damage to refine that's not nearly good enough because he needs a lot. He needs a lot of stuff.
He needs a lot, yeah.
Yeah, and then Golveg.
I
I don't know what they'll do with Golveg.
More true damage.
Yeah.
and it won't be enough, but they'll give her more.
Right.
More true damage and include that in the AoE, please. Please. That's all I'm begging.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Massive AoE damage.
I think Robin wins this batch. I'm putting it out there now. I think for some reason they decide to go all out on Robin and just make him ridiculous for
who's
IS
the
reasons.
First place?
I'm about to say who's the first place male because that's like the safe bet.
Was that Robin? I can't remember, or was it Soren?
I think it was Robin. No, I think it was Robin.
I think it was Robin.
Okay. I have hope now. I have hope. Thank you, Joel, for instilling the hopium in me. I will curse you if it doesn't turn out well.
The thing is if Corrin gets a good refine, I lose because I have to hear about Corrin being good again, which is annoying. And if she gets a bad refine, I have to hear Satoshi and DTM talk about how dragons don't get anything for a month.
They don't get everything.
It's a loss for me. So there's no winning.
Oblivion's just like too greedy for beast units. Like that's the thing here. He's like that one SpongeBob meme with Patrick being like, "You're with the ice cream," and like already having so much of it. Yeah, that's what I
thought you were gonna say Oblivion's like Awakening fans. So I was like, yeah, you're right.
Awakenings aren't greedy. We just demand what we deserve. You know?
Oh, sure. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, I want Asker and Veronica to win because I have them both at +10.
That is true. Actually, that would be. I'd rather have Asker win.
Yeah. Because Asker is like, it's kind of crazy because we thought Asker would never fall off because he was just like cooldown support, and cooldown support was just always good. And now it's like, man, we have so much cooldown support. Like,
yeah,
I really hope you give us something else.
And it's not even the right kind of cooldown support anymore. Yep. Like that's nutty to me.
Very true.
But there's a lot of, I'm collecting things that I said that would never be bad. Like again, and we talk about extra actions. Obviously, it's not bad, but something like Crom, where I thought that would just be forever good, is now just commonplace and comes in an inheritable sword.
Yep.
So that's that's crazy.
Man?
Yeah,
they're gonna give us an inheritable A slot with Brave, dual phase Brave, and you're gonna be like, man, dual phase Brave isn't that great. I mean, everybody has it now.
That would be wild. Yeah.
Clip that for 5 years.
Yeah. There you go.
That reminds me. I think I mentioned this last time when we talked about CYL 8, but I was saying how like Brave female Robin was like had a really, really powerful effect, like ice, but like as soon as like another ice user comes out, like she's just going to like drop immediately. Funnily enough, she's still hanging on by a thread, like a teeny thread, in that she's still the only ice user that can do the repo at the same time. Like that's all she's hanging on to, but somehow she is still, which is really funny.
I mean, in the final, just give her an extra action and then she'll be fine again. So.
That is true, actually. Okay, now I have hope for that next year.
It won't even be a broken refine. They'll be like, oh yeah, everybody gets extra actions. That's cool.
Yeah.
The entire game at that point is just standard if you don't have an extra action. And that moment where I said Sharena was
like, oh man.
That would be crazy.
That moment where I said Sharena was pretty safe would just be like, no, that's commonplace now that you give 2 actions to everybody.
That's so crazy. Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Yeah.
DTM asked the Robin fan, how do you feel about Byleth getting unique clothes?
It's interesting, I guess is the best way to put it. I mean, I was never that sad that the Robins had similar or like the same outfits. I was like, ooh, that's fine. Like they have good art anyways, and like the outfit slaps, so I'm fine with it. And honestly, I'm kind of fine with Byleth having it being different because I'll be real, I hate the Sothis Regalia outfit. Like I did not like it on female Byleth, and I'm pretty sure I would have hated it even more on male Byleth. So I am glad that they did change that. Although it's kind of bad because now I think he's Yuri whenever I see him. So yeah, mixed feelings, I guess, would be the best way to put it.
Double Yuri ult.
Yeah, I swear he looks like Yuri. Like
he really does. He absolutely does.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, we've been talking about these units for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Actually, a lot less time than I thought, but I guess it's good when we only have 4 banners to talk about instead of 5, so it's all good there. Is there any last things we want to talk about before we end it off that you all want to mention?
It's that time of year, you know what I mean? CYL is the most fun time. We get to play with all of our new units. The Refines is like the second part of CYL, which I'm really looking forward to. So just enjoy enjoy playing with your new units. Enjoy having the, playing Ether Raids, Summer Duels, whatever you want to use them at. Have fun with it. That's what this whole game is about now, really, in my opinion. It's just having fun with your favorites. So have a blast.
And don't forget, it's fun to try new things.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're too steeped into Lin Sniper that, oh, what is this new thing? Oh my gosh, my eyes, or something like that. But it's good. Variety is the spice of life, and it's good when we try new things. Definitely. But yeah, thank you two for joining me as always. Always glad to have you on and be on this podcast with me. Always a blast.
Of course.
And yeah, thank you everyone for tuning into this podcast. Let us know down in the comments what's your favorite new addition to FEH this past month. What Brave unit have you been finding the most fun to be? And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have an amazing rest of the day. And see you all next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.